Savepoint. This is a video game show where we take your topics from Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and YouTube. My name is Undertaylor.
My name is Ryan Shepard.
My name is Michael Anthony Torres.
And of course, we use your topics with that hashtag Savepoint. And I'm going to take these topics out of here now.
All right, let's get into it.
I had to stir it up like it was some eggs.
You just emerald it.
Bam! Elliot Rodriguez, super fan, Erod Biggie.
Okay. He's a super fan.
On the tweets, thoughts on new Tom Clancy engine and the upcoming Tom Clancy game, The Division. Hashtag Savepoint.
I'm really excited for this game. I want it now. The engine looks amazing.
Excited or not excited?
I'm excited for it. Okay, this is just me being nitpicky, and this is just me being an elitist douche.
Uh-huh.
But Tom Clancy has nothing to do with the creation of any of those games.
But he had nothing to do with any of them in the first place. And people are bringing it up now. They're like, but how is this possible? Because Tom Clancy passed away.
Yes.
You think he was like sitting there in a room with them, like, all right, guys, we gotta put this video game together. I don't know what he sounds like. That's my
Box 2.
I imagine what it's really.
What I mean is, like, at least I can't say Splinter Cell because that was not something he created.
It's just based off his books, right?
No, that's the thing. There's no Splinter Cell books that he ever wrote. He never wrote a Splinter Cell book. But Rainbow Six and I believe Ghost Recon was books. So that makes sense that they're like in his world. But then I love Splinter Cell. But why even attach Tom Clancy's name to it if it has nothing to do?
On the subject with Tom Clancy, he's very suspectedly to have been a racist person. Because almost all the conflicts were against Mexican people, almost all.
Yes, it's always against the cartels and the Mexicans. And if it's not, he always defaults to what novel writers are supposed to, which is Russians.
Right.
Yeah. Double agent.
That's the default.
Wasn't Conviction? No, the Conviction was third echelon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say they all his games have the same writing style as Tom Clancy, and by that I mean super ridiculous use of acronyms that they just expect you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey Sam, we just got a call from the SecDef. He organized a DevGru unit to go in, but we passed it over the DOD, and this is all off the books. POTUS wants you in on this. And you're just supposed to know what all of that meant.
Yeah. I actually know people who when they try to write, they write like that, because you're like, this sounds so legit right now. I got three acronyms.
Real.
Tech Spec Night, that's a thing.
What is that? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You bought it.
Because all the stuff I said was real, but it's because I play a bunch of Tom Clancy games that I was forced to look these things up.
Wow.
But you're not excited for The Division, or you want?
No, I am excited for The Division. It could just be called The Division, not Tom Clancy's The Division. And I feel like it wouldn't. Because I think the game looks awesome enough that they don't need Tom Clancy's name on it.
It's just probably just a brand for money.
Yeah,
it is. It's branding. You don't need to call them Modern Warfare anymore. You could just call them Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Or I'm sorry, the other way around. You could just call them Call of Duty. The Modern Warfare subtitle isn't really.
Exactly. It's not relevant.
Well, I guess it isn't, because now it's just Call of Duty Ghosts. They did drop the Modern Warfare thing.
Well, that's because it's just a different universe.
Right.
Yeah,
all right. As far as the engine part, I think it's called Snowdrop. I'm pretty sure it's called Snowdrop.
Snow something.
I think it's Snowdrop. Snow.
I don't know. Surprisingly, I haven't seen it, unfortunately.
It looks really good.
It does look really impressive. It
looks good.
They just came out with their tech trailer, showing off all the lighting effects, the particle effects, smoke and stuff with the engine.
I know it's gonna sound so stupid. I love a good particle effect demonstration. I know that's so lame, but I'm like, wow! Look at the way the sand falls. That's mind blowing to me.
It's always been lighting for me.
No, I love lighting too.
I'm wow! Look at the light going through that tunnel and then coming out of that tunnel.
Right? With The Division, they show
how they work together.
They show bullet holes through windows.
Oh yeah, they did.
Lights peeking through and stuff.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out that trailer, you should. Yeah, and I think it's a really next gen looking game.
Yeah.
Is it?
And it's how we a couple weeks ago we had that question where it's do you think there's a significant difference between current gen and next gen? And we're like, well, not yet.
Yes.
And if you look at The Division, you are seeing a bigger difference now.
Yeah. Because this is being made ground up.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the things that I'm most impressed by is the fact that all the enemies are real people. Because obviously it's an online game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna be versing real people, and you're gonna have to work together with your friends and make clans or squads or whatever. And
or everyone will kill everyone like every other game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Try doing anything in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. What? Another person? Kill him!
Even when you go into passive mode, someone will just hit you with a car. You know what I mean? Oh, I can't shoot him? Time to hit him with a truck!
Yeah. I used to do that on GTA 4. Like, I would just throw grenades next to them, and they'll blow up from the explode, like, from the fall damage or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Man, video games.
video
People on the
it's
internet
hard.
are dicks.
It's hard out there in video games.
In video games.
All right, so does that answer that question?
I hope it does.
I think so.
I
Yes,
hope it
excited.
does.
Yes, it looks good.
Yes, that's a thumbs up right here.
I'm so ready for the division.
Does it make you moist?
Moist breading. Usually not a good.
Moist bread is not good.
And stuffing is kind of wet.
This is from Sharky at Sharky.
Sharky hat on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Almost
Underinspired.
superfan status, Sharky. Keep it up.
He's more than super fan. He's
Yeah,
like friend
he's giving
status.
us like,
Is he?
Yeah.
he's
Is
giving
he?
us a lot of.
I apologize, Daddy.
Underinspired, will they sink or swim? The Order, Wolfenstein, Titanfall, Mad Max.
Read those back to me. Read
Will
those back,
they
read those back
sink
to me.
or swim?
The Order,
Swim.
Wolfenstein,
Sink.
Titanfall,
Swim across the ocean.
Mad Max.
I don't know.
Float buoyantly and be helped out. At
Okay.
a later date, it'll swim.
All right, here.
It hasn't
Let me
lived just
try.
yet.
The Order. I don't know. Wolfenstein. I'd like it to swim, but it'll probably sink.
Yeah.
Titanfall. I definitely think it'll swim. Mad Max. I would like to be a swimmer,
Yeah,
but
yes.
it could definitely be.
It could
a
go
sinker.
either way.
The Order, yeah, I think it will. I think it'll be good. Especially since they have Santa Monica helping that team make
Yeah.
the game. I think the game's gonna be pretty good.
The way that looks, and I don't mean to make it sound like I'm cheaping it for them, but it almost like that's Sony's Gears of War.
Yeah.
You know, that's what
Right.
they want their squad-based third-person shooter.
Wolfenstein, I don't think so. Titanfall, I really want it to be good, so yeah.
What a terrible night to have a curse.
And Mad Max, I'm with him. I'd want it to be good, but it just
Yeah, I want it to be really good.
I'm not sure about it, but yeah.
That was the way I felt about the Arkham games before they came out. So, I mean, we'll see. For all we know, they're going to make the game of the generation, but until it comes out,
I really hope like there is a game that we all think is gonna suck really bad and it comes out and it's just like
Like
the most mind-boggling.
well, okay, the opposite of that. What was a game that you desperately needed to be good?
Desperate.
You just needed to be good. It just had to be good, and it just didn't. Because I already know mine.
I think it was Two Worlds for Xbox 360. Like they made it seem like it was gonna be such an amazing game,
Yeah.
and didn't.
Because I know what mine is. Mine is a little tiny game made by Obsidian called Alpha Protocol.
Oh,
Which
I
on
remember
paper is just, hey, take the character development and interaction of Mass Effect, but instead of in space, just the high stakes world of espionage. And you were basically James Bond, and you only had a certain amount of time to respond to conversations, and you could play levels with force or through sneaking. And I'm like, on paper, this is the greatest thing I'll ever play.
You know, actually, no, it was one. It was Dark Void.
Oh,
The jetpack
yes.
game. I'm like, oh, this looks like it's gonna be so cool. Then it came out, and people were like,
Exactly.
When you got in the jetpack, it was pretty cool though.
It looked like it was gonna be so good, though. It was not so good.
It wasn't
Superman
so
Returns
good.
for you like that too?
Oh yeah, Superman Returns. Like I remember, I had the issue of Game Informer where they were previewing it before it ever was going to be, and it was a launch title for the Xbox 360. I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Because it was one of the first games I got, and they were talking about it, and they showed like I think it was like Brainiac being like built into this like giant robotic body in the city, and like they were talking about the scale of the game, and like wow, this actually looks like an amazing Superman game. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was not a good game.
It was tied into a movie. Are they ever good?
Hey, yo, have you ever played a Spider-Man game?
Yeah, I take it back. You're right. You're right.
Somebody posted something earlier like they need to stop doing Call of Duty. Activision, this sucks. I'm like, yeah, Activision just needs to make more Spider-Man games.
Yeah, those aren't bad.
I admit I have a problem.
But instead they're like, oh.
I'm telling you, man, if it's got Bruce Campbell in it, that's it.
Oh, yes.
I'm so ready to mop Bruce Campbell off. I'm gonna mop him off. Don't look that up.
I can't think of any games that really disappointed me that I look forward to. There's just some games that I bought for like a high price because they look good, but they just turned out shitty and I just returned them. Like, have you guys ever played Conflict and Night Ops?
No.
The game sucks. It was terrible.
That's
and I
probably
bought it
why
for
I never played
$40 and I had to return it, and they wouldn't even give me my money back because obviously you can't return new games. So yeah, that was a pretty disappointing game, I guess.
That's why I get excited for games, but I always read the reviews. Never pick up an item.
I wish I could though. I kind of want to go back to that thing when I was a kid and I just went into a game store. I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and then taking it home and playing it, and then maybe discovering something amazing.
Maybe discovering something amazing.
All right.
Or discovering that you hated it.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Alright, here we go. This is from @GamerX. This person is a super fan.
Yeah.
Alright, what do you think of the recent boomage of Telltale Games? I'm assuming you mean how that they're making everything now?
Yeah.
I actually just wrote an article about this yesterday on the Tumblr.
I'm scared. I'm worried about it because, I mean, on one hand, I think they did a pretty good job with Walking Dead and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
And
is
I
it?
hear The Wolf Among Us is good.
Pretty good, yeah.
But I'm almost afraid like they're going the route of EA, where they're just like, let us snack up all of the licenses.
No, honestly, my fear with them is if you guys have watched any of our previous episodes, you know I hated Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was horrible, okay? And from what I understand,
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future wasn't good. And from what I understand, the only thing that they really had to their name was Wallace and Gromit, or like Sam and Max. Was it Sam and Max?
They had the Monkey Island game or whatever.
Was that a Telltale game?
Yeah.
But
Monkey Island. That sounds like
Something.
Is that the Tim Schafer game?
that's a Tim Schafer. Yeah, that's not a Telltale
They
game.
did some kind of monkey something that was really popular.
But at the end of the
Monkey
day,
Ball?
No, that's
Was that
Monkey Bone with Brendan Fraser.
Ah, guilty pleasure.
yeah, I like that movie.
Other than The Walking Dead, and apparently The Wolf Among Us is good. Other than that, I don't know if I'm ready to look past their past stuff of just trash. I don't know if I'm ready to just go, hey, you made 1 1/5 good game. Let's not look at this crap you turned out.
But the thing is, I think what they're doing is like copy-paste formula. Like, it's like, okay, you played The Walking Dead. Now imagine if you played The Walking Dead, but it was Game of Thrones. You played the Game of Thrones, a Telltale's game. Now imagine Game of Thrones, a Telltale's game, and imagine that it was Borderlands.
Right?
But
And that's honestly what I'm afraid of. And honestly, another thing for the Borderlands one that I'm super afraid of, unless Anthony Birch, who is the lead writer on Borderlands, unless he's writing it, I'm afraid their writers are going to write it, and we're just going to get like some cringe-worthy, just the worst dialogue. Like they're trying to capture the humor. You know what I mean?
Or like they're just gonna like do some like preposterous story, like it's a vault filled with vaults.
Right? Like,
apparently the story's gonna be like they're trying to be.
I'm a vault
like,
hunter.
and I know they're working with Gearbox, but hey,
I'm
gonna wait to see.
I'm half optimistic, I guess. I mean, I'd like them all.
I'm
to be
willing
really
to give.
good
I'm willing to
games.
give them the benefit of the doubt.
I just want them to maintain quality
Yeah, but-
because Wolf Among Us is not even done yet. So
Yeah.
they're working on that.
You're right.
While working on Game of Thrones, while working on Borderlands.
They're going like 8 different directions at once.
Yeah, and I honestly think they should have honestly just finished Wolf Among Us because people are still like, "Where's episode 2? We've only had episode 1."
Yeah.
And there's
And
not
is
even
that-
a confirmation of when it's gonna finish.
Is that a
Holy
5-episode
shit.
series?
Wait, what if they're doing like?
No, and The Walking Dead, the new season of The Walking Dead is out this month.
What if they're trying to make like a Telltale network? You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I just finished episode 2 of Wolf Among Us. Guess I'll go play episode 1 of, and then like, they just stagger them out, so it's like a network.
And that's interesting, and that's smart of them, but I'm not 100% on that. I'm not just gonna go, hey, take my money now, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, I know you could pre-purchase all the episodes of The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew The Walking Dead was going to be that good.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at their past stuff, it surprises me that anybody would pre-purchase all the episodes of The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we have it, I can see why people would do that for The Wolf Among Us. But before that, let me spend $30 now on what will be trash, because that's the only thing you have to go back on.
It's just like same thing with like they pretty much obviously they won the VGAs last year for best game of the year, and pretty much now that they feel like they have more shoes to fill or whatever after trying to be like, oh, we can still make other good games besides Walking Dead. They made their studio actually bigger and stuff and hired a lot more people. So
And I mean this in the nicest way to them. You can make a great game, but like, If it's gonna be just the Walking Dead controls and everything like that, the Walking Dead text layout.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
if
that's what I
it's
think it's gonna be.
the same thing over and over and over again, then you're not masters of storytelling. You're not masters of gameplay.
People said the action was actually a lot better in Wolf Among Us. Like, it's a lot
Oh,
more
I've heard that. I've
interactive.
heard that too. But I mean, it remains to be seen how they're gonna do something like Game of Thrones or Borderlands.
Game of Thrones is more of a drama though, so I could see that.
Okay, what about Borderlands? The crux of that entire
It's a
world
shooter.
is just stupid amount of guns.
Yeah.
That's what that game exists on. That's that game's legs.
It's not going to be a real Borderlands game, I don't think.
No, it's not.
But it may turn.
Would you like to shoot on rails?
Right? And look, they're gonna make me do that scene like in The Walking Dead episode 4. It's the first person shooting the zombies, where you press the A button to shoot.
What?
And you aim, and shoot him in the head, shoot him, and all the zombies die in the same get shot in the head animation. That's not gonna be something I'm looking forward to.
I guess we shall see.
Be optimistic. I think it may be good. It's 50-50. I wrote an article about it, and I asked people. I was like, "Oh, what do you think about Telltale? And what do you think is gonna happen with do you think the game's gonna be good or?" Some people were like, "I'm not sure," and other people was like, "Oh, I'm excited for the Game of Thrones one."
Yeah.
I'm not excited
Let us
for
know in the comments. Do you think Telltale Games will do a good job with all these franchises, or do they have too much on their plate and will they crash and burn? Let us know in those comments.
Yeah, we'd like to know. Please agree with me.
But thanks for joining us, and I think that's enough for today.
Yeah.
You know? Don't forget to leave us your topics, leave us comments, like the video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel.
And show us love on Facebook.
Yeah, show us that love.
We always say this. We're always like, "Hey, like our Facebook page," and everybody's like, "Oh."
I know you're on Facebook. You
Yeah.
obviously have a Facebook.
You got a
Everybody
Facebook.
has Facebook.
Everyone's got a Facebook. My mom has a Facebook.
Hi, Mom. Michael's mom.
Yeah.
How you doing?
What about my mom? I know my mom.
Would you like me to talk to your mom?
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Hi, mom.